Hello dear students, welcome back to your science classes. How are you all? I hope you all are healthy and doing well. So students, I'm your science educator and today we have a new chapter which is water, a wonderful substance. So seriously, water is a wonderful substance. You know so much importance of water in our life, and in today's class we are going to discuss about the interesting facts about the water, right? So all of you, are you interested? Great. But before starting this chapter, we have to have a look on our learning objective. First, water contains in some things. Water dissolves many substances, soluble and insoluble substance. How do we make things dissolve faster? Salt from seawater. So these are the objectives we have for today's class. So first, we know about the water. As you know, water covers about 3/4 of the Earth's surface. All living things have a high percentage of water in their bodies and need it to survive. Many animals and plants spend their whole life in water. So, as we know, the 3/4 part of our earth is covered with the water. And if we are talking about the humans, animals, plants, all need water for their survival. And some kind of animals we have who spend their whole life inside the water only. We generally discussing about the water animals like fish, right? Next, what are the water content present in our body in animals or any other different thing? So we are talking about humans. We have our body is made up of 70% of water. Elephant's body is made up of 80% of water. In potato, 80% water is present. Milk, 95%. Grapes 95%. Cucumber and tomato, 95 and 90%. So this much content is available in all these things. Okay, next, now we have water dissolves many substances. So as we discussed, water dissolves many substances. So first of all, we have to understand, ma'am, what does mean by dissolve? So dissolve means when anything is disappear in the water, that is referred as your dissolve. So water is very important as it dissolves many substances like solid, liquid, gases. Okay, so take some water. Now what you have to do, you have to take a glass and you have to put some sugar inside the water and you have to stir it constantly. So what you observe, after some time the sugar is disappear. It means sugar it's dissolved in the water. So what is happening here, that your water is a solvent. Whenever anything dissolve in any another solution, the dissolving solution is referred as the solvent, and the thing which is dissolved in the water is referred as your solute, and the mixture of solute and solvent is referred as your solution. So we can say like this also, a liquid that contains a dissolved substance is called a solution. The substance which dissolved in a liquid, it's called a solute, and the liquid in which the solute dissolve, it's called a solvent. So sugar plus water is a sugar solution and salt plus water is a salt solution. After this, we have soluble and insoluble substance. Substance like solid, liquid and gases which dissolve in water are called soluble substance. So those substances which get disappear in the water, that is referred as your soluble substance. For example, sugar, common salt, copper sulfate, glucose powder, potassium, permanganate, alcohol, glycerin, oxygen and carbon dioxide dissolve in water. So these are your soluble substance. Now what does mean by insoluble? The vice versa of soluble, that does not disappear in the water, that does not dissolve in the water. So for example, wax pieces of glass, stone and sand, sawdust, clay, nails, grease, coconut oil do not dissolve in water. So these are insoluble substances. To find out what substances dissolve in water, we try to dissolve them in water separately. Let us perform an activity. So what you have to do, now you have to take some of these things and you have to dissolve inside the water, and then you have to observe the result. And what you find at the moment, that those things are not dissolved in the water, as you've seen in this picture as well. First we have glucose water, then we have common salt which is dissolved, and then we have glycerin which is not dissolved, nails, chalk and powder and wax. Okay, now how do we make things dissolve faster? How can we make it your water dissolve, your solute dissolve more faster inside the solvent? So a small amount of sugar or salt will dissolve quickly in a large amount of water. A large amount of sugar or salt will dissolve slowly in a small amount of water. If there is not enough water, some sugar or salts, grains may be left undissolved. So if you want to dissolve it faster, so what you have to keep in your mind, that your water have a great quantity, a big quantity it should be, okay, and the solute will be in smaller quantities. Sugar or salt dissolve faster in hot water than in cold water. Always keep in mind, if you use hot water, so it dissolves faster as compared to in cold water. Now stirring helps solute substance dissolve faster, and if you're stirring it constantly again and again, so what if you stir it continuously again and again, so what will happen, that it will help you to dissolve faster. Next, a reversible change, salt from seawater. When a solid dissolves in water to form a solution, it changes form. This change is irreversible. We can get back the solid dissolved in a solution by evaporation, right? We know that. We make common salt on a large scale from a seawater by evaporation. So in your seawater, salt is already available, okay? And when we proceed with the evaporation process, what will result into this? That your water it's evaporated in vapor form, and the residual part of it, its salt is present there, okay? Next, this is the and your residue salt is present there. So student, this is the end of your chapter. I hope so you like this chapter and understood it very well. Now I'm going to meet you in your next class. Till that, bye bye. Have a good day.